Hey everybody, welcome to SI.com. I'm David Gardner, here with my colleague Luke Winn. The college basketball season begins on November 11th, and we're here to introduce you to SI's preseason All-America team. Luke, you compiled this team, and let's start with the two players on the top of everybody's Player of the Year race, Grayson Allen of Duke and Josh Hart of Villanova.
Yeah, we see, if you're putting tiers on the Player of the Year race, Grayson Allen and Josh Hart are alone in tier one. Grayson Allen's the most proven, efficient, high-volume scorer in college basketball. And even though Duke's adding a lot of talent, we still think he can score over 20 points a game and just kind of be that clear guy for the #1 team. Josh Hart, he's probably the guy who makes the biggest all-around contributions. He's not going to score as many points as Grayson Allen, but he's an elite perimeter defender. He rebounds, he creates. I think he's kind of the guy who made Villanova go at times last year, and this year, without Ryan Arcidiacono and Daniel Ochefu, I think he'll have a little more room to star and be like a clear All-America guy.
And you're not going to be able to accuse us of East Coast bias this year because the rest of the All-America team and our preseason All-America team is from the West Coast. We've got Markelle Fultz of Washington, Ivan Rabb of Cal, and Dillon Brooks of Oregon. What's happening on the West Coast this year, Luke?
Yeah, there's a lot of talent. Markelle Fultz, he's a guy who we don't project Washington to be an NCAA tournament team, so when you have that scenario, your numbers have to be incredible, and his are. Like, he could be the #1 pick in the next NBA draft, and we project him to be not only a high-volume scorer, but a guy who puts up huge assist numbers, who also rebounds from the guard spot, and he's playing on a high-tempo team too, so there's a lot of opportunity to put up big numbers, kind of like D'Angelo Russell did at Ohio State a few years ago, and Ben Simmons did last year at LSU. Dillon Brooks, he is probably like the most versatile forward in the country. There's an asterisk on him, whether he's fully healthy. He has a foot injury that's kept him out in the offseason, and those can have a wide range of outcomes. If he's fully healthy, he is the guy who makes Oregon go. And then Ivan Rabb is kind of your classic elite sophomore who passed on the draft. He could have been a lottery pick if he stayed in, and he was a high-quality role player for Cal. On a roster that's changed and kind of opened up for him to be the guy. We think our projection system looks at his track record of efficient scoring, rebounding, and looks at him as the major conference guy who we think can get closest to averaging 20 and 10, which is usually a pretty good recipe for being an All-American.
Well, there it is. Markelle Fultz, Grayson Allen, and Josh Hart, Ivan Rabb, and Dillon Brooks are SI's preseason first-team All-Americas. Stay with SI.com for all of the best preseason college basketball coverage and throughout the season. For Luke Winn, I'm David Gardner. Thanks for watching.